Okay, so Prit1, let's see. This is the tier list. So we got the Yuki right now in tier 0.5 in Dimensional Twilight for the time being. Now considering that she just came out, she's currently right here. Sadly though, this is not where the drama, where people were talking about all the discussion is happening, but mostly in Chaos Manifestation. As you guys can see, in Chaos Manifestation, it seems like Yuki is all the way at the bottom. Oof! All the way at the bottom, alright? I didn't know they only do up to tier 2. I thought they'll be next to Amir and Owen. Alright? Now, considering that she just came out, this is a little bit unfortunate, and she's the first, I guess, 5-star, first 5-star to be like all the way at the bottom, right? Alongside with everyone else. So if you're ever trying to tackle any of those, you know, Chaos Manifestation stuff, you might want to consider someone else. Even Orlia. Orlia has more usage. I'm sure you can make Yuki work, right? But let's not pretend that everyone has been complaining about her for the longest time ever. Ever since, you know, from day one even. And it's been happening consistently. So everybody was like saying, is Yuki a hidden 4-star character? Right? Thoughts on Yuki so far, right? If you look at this, everybody is saying I'm speechless, she's terrible. I invested more resources into her, more than my other combatants, gave her a signature partner, equipped her with the best artifacts. Now I don't have the signature partner, so I can't comment on that. So I'm guessing if you do have the signature partner, and you actually pull for both Yuki and the partner, it feels like a scam, right? It feels like, oh my god, why is it so bad, right? So Haru is probably, you know, more worth it, right? So that's just going to be how it is, right? What a shame Hugo is being treated so badly. Hopefully they buff her. I think the best course of action right now for Smilegate is to hopefully listen to some of the players' feedbacks and try to buff her a little bit. I think here's what I think her problem is, right? As someone that's been using her for, I would say, a couple of days now, if I have to be honest, right now I think she is too reliant on her inspiration, and it'll be nice because I think she is good, but you have to get that specific card, right? You have to get this particular card, which is the one that basically gives inspiration. This one, right? Wait, not this one. This one. So activate inspiration for one random card of this unit in hand. So what happens is sometimes you get this card, but you don't have any other cards, right? So you have to have multiple different cards in your hand that has the inspiration buffs. For example, this one, right? This particular one, if you got this card and you got this card at the same time, then that's very good. You activate this card, and then this card will become 1 cost. Decrease cost by 1, so 2 costs become 1 cost. But that might not happen sometimes, right? So you have to use other partner or other character to basically try to shuffle the cards around. But I do think that the inspiration, the problem is it's too reliant on this particular card. I think it will be nice if she gets one more card that gives inspiration buffs. So this particular card has the activation of inspiration, and that's it. This one don't have anything. This one, when using a card of this unit with an activated inspiration, 60% damage to all enemies. So this one also rely on this, right? This one, inspiration add 1 more hit. This one also rely on this. So you really need this particular card, right? I think it's it's a little bit restrictive in that particular case. Maybe they can give her 1 more card in her basic starting cards to have an inspiration. I don't know if that will be too broken or not, right? I do think that it would be nice if one of these top 4 cards, her basic cards, has an inspiration buff. Because this one also needs inspiration, this one also needs inspiration, and out of 8 cards, only 1 card gives you inspiration, right? So that's the problem. I think that's probably her biggest problem. I'm not sure if giving you 2 inspiration cards would be too broken or not. So obviously you can try to, you know, try to duplicate this or something later on in the runs. But this is probably going to stem from the issue that she has, right? And yeah, too much RNG, I think, and I do think that the RNG can be good or can be bad. If you get the card from the beginning, it's probably going to secure the run for you. But if not, she's probably going to perform worse than a lot of other combatants. I feel like a lot of other characters, as far as I know, characters like Renoa, characters like Meilin, there's probably less RNG to them, right? Even Veronica, she feels more consistent, right? In a certain extent. Her potential on basic should give inspiration like Rain, Dark, Mist, Stance. Yeah, that's probably a good point, right? Even Khalib, I don't feel like it's too bad for hers, right? I feel like even though she's quite reliant on the 2 cost cards, at least that's like something that other characters can activate as well. So right now, that's if they can fix that, I'm not sure if they will or not, right? So hopefully they do. Let's see what the people say right here, right? Is she really that bad in Chaos Manifestation? Little did we know that her being in Amir's group was a sign. Yeah, they are both in the same group in the story, right? Yuki really wants her draws and main AoE attacks, so if you get unlucky with Epiphanies, she's dead weight. She depends on manually drawing her cards to actually do anything. Top decking her attacks is excruciating, as the only thing you can really do is use her out to force them back in the draw pile, or use her nerf attacks and draw them out on shuffle or with Cassio's skill. Yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed, right? Once you reach the second part of the Chaos run, assuming you didn't get dicked on, the run is much smoother. However, there's nothing more frustrating than getting mocked by a roided up elite because you simply did not get the Epiphanies. Maylin, by comparison, is really solid out of the box, while her Epiphanies just add to how ridiculous she is. I do agree with that, right? With that being said, Yuki isn't impossible to use. I'm sure everyone is possible to use, it's just that she feels really clunky right now, right? Just frustrating in rough runs. If you have Veronica, you can make things far more comfortable, as Veronica helps make up for her low damage turns. I do think that, sure, if Veronica can make her work, but at that point she's just a sub DPS, right? She's no longer a main DPS, and I'm not sure if she's supposed to be that way. But even her as a sub DPS, there's better options, right? Like there's a lot of better options as a sub DPS as well. That's the thing, right? As an added difficulty, Yuki with PTSD mode turned on is extra difficult because she gains stress by entering non-combat zones. This is the hardest condition to manage, as there are times where you would like to avoid combat. Yeah, I did win the 3 dogs or whatever the other day, right? She's weak, sure, but is it really a bad thing? Would you rather power creep or no? That's the question. I would rather it be balanced, right? Don't have to be power creep, like Haru kind of level, right? So if Haru is around here, I mean, she can be around here. I don't think it's that bad for her to... She doesn't have to be like tier SS, right? That's like one thing to consider as well. Not necessarily want her to be broken, but probably like a little bit better, right? But right now she's like all the way at the bottom, you know? All the way, maybe like here, right? At tier 1. Needs a little bit of balance, just a little bit, right? Her numbers are really bad. I'm not sure if she's bugged or not, right? She feels bugged because like if you look at the multipliers and the numbers, some of these numbers, like this one do 184%, this one do 224%, but it doesn't feel like 200 something percent. It feels like, I don't know, maybe her multiplier is bugged or something. I don't know, they should probably check it. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that's feeling it that way, right? She desperately needs a buff. Okay, let's see what people have to say here. So what's the suggestions on how she can be buffed? Remove unique tag from her upgrade. This will allow her to stack multiple upgrades and deal more extra attacks from inspiration cards. Fits well into her intended teams with many card draws. Damage numbers can be tweaked, of course. Okay. Her ego skill is atrocious. You dump all her cards back into the deck for mediocre damage. They could keep the damage the same, reshuffle her cards, then draw 2 of the same. At least she has a chance to proc her inspiration. Other ways instead of buffing her numbers would be to have her debuff the enemies. If she's spamming AoE, debuffing the enemies will give her a lot of utility. They can always just make inspiration effects do much damage and be the end with it. Probably if they want to stick with one inspiration, they have to increase the multiplier a little bit, right? Release characters that's incomplete, but the solution is to add dupes, right? E1 and E2. Yeah, we'll see, right? Let me see if I go into the Yuki specific tab. Let's look at the review right here, right? Okay. So single target 3 out of 5, AoE 5 out of 5, utility 1 out of 5, alright? So let's look at the pros and cons. Strong AoE, okay. Decent single target damage, access to self card draw, does not require extra AP generation. Struggles to activate inspiration consistently early in chaos or zero system runs. Okay, that's true. Her key search card has no options with the keyword, limiting Yuki to only playing the attack cards you had include in your deck every turn. And no more than that. Low tenacity damage. I never really noticed that particular one. Even in safe data game modes, she can still draw hands without a way to recycle or activate some of her inspiration cards, leading to efficiency losses. Yeah, that's just going to be how it is. I think the only reason for me to use her right now is her element, right? Because she's a green type for the time being. The order attribute, right? But I think once more, like in the future, if there's more order attribute that's added to the game, I think she's probably just going to get removed and replaced by whoever that comes, right? That's going to be the sad part. But hopefully they buffer a little bit so that don't happen too soon, right?